Morning, friends of class 12th. Today we are going to study about MCG, which is moving coil galvanometer. In the last lecture, we have studied about torque on a current carrying loop. Means if a current carrying loop is placed in a magnetic field, it experiences some torque. And what is that torque? That torque is given as beta sine alpha. What is alpha? Alpha is the angle between area vector of the loop and the direction of magnetic field. So, torque acting on a current carrying loop is equals to beta sine alpha. Now, in this equation, if I can manage to keep magnetic field, number of turns, area and angle constant. That means if 1, 2, 3 and 4 things become constant, then the torque will be directly proportional to current. Okay, this is the principle of moving coil galvanometer, that we have to make torque directly proportional to current. Now, if some physical quantity becomes directly proportional to current, that means that physical quantity can be used to measure electric current. Okay, so this is how we are doing it, and let us see how do we make this possible. The construction of moving coil galvanometer. The construction. The very first part is concave magnetic poles. See, this is the diagram of construction of moving coil galvanometer. You can see north pole and south pole. How are they? They are concave in shape. These are not like the flat ends of a bar magnet, but the ends of this are concave. Now, from where does this north and south pole come? These two poles are the north and south poles of a horseshoe shaped magnet. Why do we choose horseshoe shaped magnet? Because its magnetic field is stronger compared to other forms of magnet. Okay, now these poles are concave. Why they are cut concave? I will come to this later on. Aluminium frame with soft iron core. You see this ball? This ball is made up of aluminium. Now, why I have chosen aluminium? Because I wanted a non-magnetic material here. Okay, I wanted a non-magnetic material. Anyway, see, all the metals are somehow affected by the magnetic phenomena, but aluminium is affected to a very less extent. So, aluminium, it is not exactly non-magnetic, but somewhat non-magnetic. So, this is an aluminium frame, cylindrical frame. ऊपर से circle दिखाई दे रहा है, but it is actually cylindrical. Okay, with a soft iron core, and inside this aluminium frame, there is a small part which is made up of soft iron. Now, why soft iron? Because at the center I want some magnetic material. Now, this is jumbling that somewhere I need non-magnetic material, somewhere I need magnetic material. There are reasons for it, you will finally come to know. Okay, the third thing are the springs, the flat spring at the top and the spiral spring at the bottom. Why are these springs needed? These springs are needed for two reasons. Reason number one, this spring brings the current and this spring takes the current. So, these springs are also serving as current leads. Now, the springs are actually used to support this aluminium frame. You cannot hang this aluminium frame into the air. Okay, जगन्नाथ की मूर्ति तो है नहीं कि नॉर्थ और साउथ पोल्स में बीच में आप मूर्ति रख देंगे and it will be fine, it will be hanging in air. No, you need some physical support. So, this and this spring, flat spring and spiral spring, are providing support to the aluminium frame, plus they are also working as current leads. They are also functioning to bring the current and to take away the current. Alright, now apart from this, what are these lines? These lines are insulated copper wires. Okay, what are insulated copper wires? देखो, जो आप अपने घरों में वायर्स यूज करते हैं, अंदर कॉपर होता है और उनके ऊपर स्लीव लगी होती है, and that sleeve is made up of rubber. But देर आर सम कॉपर वायर्स विच आर यूज्ड इन लेबोरेटरीज, उन पे रबर की स्लीव नहीं होती, दे आर कवर्ड बाय ए वेरी थिन कोटिंग ऑफ वैक्स. Okay, so when I say insulated copper wire, that means they are very thin copper wires and they are insulated with some kind of wax. All right, now the thing that why these poles are concave, why this is non-magnetic frame, and why this is a magnetic core. This is all done to make radial magnetic field. Radial magnetic field. अब ये रेडियल क्या होता है? You see in the wheel of a cycle, at the center there is a bearing, and from the bearing there are aluminum rods, very thin aluminum rods. Okay, so such a shape of a tire is known as radial shape. Now I want to make the magnetic field radial. Why I am making this magnetic field radial? Because I want alpha to be constant. How this radial magnetic field will make alpha constant? See, this is the copper wire, the insulated copper wire, which is shown like this. This is the area vector. This is the area vector. Now if this group of copper wire, it turns a little bit, then also alpha should be 90. If turns a little bit like this, then also the alpha should be 90. How can it be 90? See, in this case, this is the area vector and there is one magnetic field line which is making 90-degree angle with it. Okay, so alpha equals to 90. Now if this turns a little like this, then the area vector will be moving downwards. ठीक है, इसको थोड़ा आप ऐसे घुमाओगे, इसको ऐसे घुमाओगे तो एरिया वेक्टर भी घूमेगा. Again there will be some magnetic field line which will be making 90 degrees with this, so again alpha will be equal to 90. Okay, so when torque is applied on this and this moves, then for any angle through it moves, ये कितना भी एंगल से घूम जाए, कोई ना कोई मैग्नेटिक फील्ड लाइन होगी जो इसके एरिया वेक्टर से 90 का एंगल बनाएगी, और अल्फा की वैल्यू हमेशा आपको कितनी मिलेगी? इट विल बी 90 degrees. Okay, so sometimes they ask this question that what is the use of radial magnetic field? Radial magnetic field is used to make the value of alpha equals to 90. Okay, radial magnetic field makes sure that the angle between area vector and magnetic field always remains equal to 90. Now how it is done? It is done by two methods. Number one, the poles of a magnet are cut concave in shape, and number two, the core of aluminum is made up of soft iron. So whatever magnetic fields are coming from north pole, they are first going through the soft iron and then they are going this, and this makes the magnetic field radial. So two things ये याद रखना है कि कौन सी दो चीजें हम करते हैं ताकि हमारा magnetic field radial हो जाए. Now coming to the mathematics of this. This is construction. Now the working and the mathematics. See, if alpha equals to 90, sin alpha equals to 1. So in this equation, tau is equals to बीना sin alpha. Okay, sin alpha equals to 1. So tau हो गया आपका बीना. Okay, किसी लड़की का नाम है, easily याद रह जाएगा. Now when this is moving, this is undergoing a torque. ये इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिज्म की वजह से इस पे एक डायरेक्शन पे टॉर्क लगेगा. So what the springs will be doing? The springs will be trying to restore its actual position. ठीक है, कोई भी स्प्रिंग होता है, आप उसे कंप्रेस करते हो तो स्प्रिंग क्या करता है? उसे वापस से रिस्टोर करता है, मतलब उसकी ओरिजिनल लेंथ पे वापस ले जाता है. कोई भी स्प्रिंग हो, आप उसे अगर ट्विस्ट करते हो तो वो अनट्विस्ट होना चाहता है, तो टॉर्क ने इसको ट्विस्ट किया. अब ये स्प्रिंग्स क्या होंगी? दे अनट्विस्ट, they try to untwist, and because of this untwisting tendency they apply a restoring torque. ये torque, ये restoring torque, this will be torque, opposite to it will be restoring torque, and restoring torque will be equal to k theta. अब ये कहां से आया? Restoring torque equals to k theta. This is very much similar to the equation you have learnt in class 11th. See, in class 11 we learnt about spring forces which are F is equals to kx. Okay, this was about a linear spring. Now about a twisted spring, F becomes torque, K becomes K, force constant, and instead of displacement this will be angular displacement. Okay, so what is this? This is simple Hooke's law translated for spiral springs. Right, अभी इस पे दो चीजें लग रही हैं, वन इज टॉर्क, अदर इज रिस्टोरिंग टॉर्क. ये थोड़ा सा टॉर्क की वजह से घूमता है, रीस्टोरिंग टॉर्क की वजह से उल्टा घूमता है, एंड इट कीप्स ऑन ऑसिलेटिंग फॉर सम टाइम, maybe 3 to 10 minutes. It keeps on oscillating, and at the end, that means when the oscillation stops, this will come into equilibrium. यानी अब समझौता हो गया टॉर्क और रीस्टोरिंग टॉर्क के बीच में, they will be equal. So tau is equals to b na, and tau dash is equals to k theta. Okay, so theta will be equal to b n a upon k. The mathematics इसको उधर लेके जाओ, and you will get this. Theta equals to b n a upon k into I. All these four are constants. So can I say that theta is proportional to I? Yes. And this was I was trying to do since the beginning. Clear? अब ये थीटा कैसे पता चलता है भाई? यहाँ पे एक एल्यूमिनियम पॉइंटर भी होता है. Along this aluminium frame there is an aluminium pointer, और ये aluminium pointer कहाँ रहता है? किसी स्केल पे रहता है. Okay. तो if you pass more current through this, the pointer will turn by a greater angle. If you pass less current, then it will be turning by a small angle. Clear? So कितने एंगल से ये पॉइंटर घूमा है उससे ये पता चल जाएगा कि कितना करंट हमने इसमें से पास किया है. And this is the spirit of moving coil galvanometer. All right. See, मैं बाकी बात बाद में करूंगा. एक छोटी सी बात और मूविंग कॉइल गैल्वेनोमीटर के बारे में. When I was doing experiments with moving coil galvanometer in my college days, it is not that small galvanometer which you see in the physics lab. School labs में there is some galvanometer, छोटा सा होता है बॉक्स जैसा. I'll show you now. तो that is very small. That is not moving coil galvanometer. That is deadbeat galvanometer. Okay. Moving coil galvanometer कितना बड़ा होता है? ये बड़ा सारा एक रूम होता है ना. Suppose you take it is as big as your washroom. Okay, घरों में वॉशरूम होता है उतना बड़ा होता है, and you have to go inside because all this mechanism is not that simple to make. It is a very big mechanism, and when you are using moving coil galvanometer, you have to go inside it. You have to make the connections from inside. Clear? That was the historical things of background. Now this moving coil galvanometer has modified, और इसका यूज हम स्टडीज के अलावा नहीं करते. Okay, now see, there is something which is known as figure of merit of galvanometer. What? Figure of merit of galvanometer. What is it? It is defined as current per unit deflection. Current per unit deflection. That means G is equals to I by theta. What is I by theta? इस equation से पता चल जाएगा. What is I by theta? It is K upon NBA. All right. Now, current sensitivity, first of all, sensitivity क्या होती है? Remember, there are two kinds of people. Suppose there is Mr. X and Mr. Y. दोनों को मैं लैब में बुलाता हूँ, लैब में बुला के बहुत जोर से डांटता हूँ. Mr. X starts crying, वो रोने लगता है, और Mr. Y जो है उसको कोई फर्क ही नहीं पड़ता. सर डांट रहे, डांटने दो, क्या फर्क पड़ता है, डांटेंगे हम, लैब के बाहर जाके फिर से मुस्कुराएंगे. Clear? So X and Y, they have got different natures. Who is more sensitive? Mr. X is more sensitive because he takes the thing seriously. ठीक है, उसको थोड़ा बोलो उस पर ज्यादा असर होता है. Mr. Y is less sensitive क्योंकि बहुत ज्यादा बोलो और बहुत थोड़ा असर होता है. क्लियर? तो कोई भी इलेक्ट्रिकल डिवाइस या कोई भी डिवाइस, मैकेनिकल डिवाइस भी, it is said to be more sensitive if it shows more deflection for small things. मतलब छोटी सी बात भी जिसको ज्यादा असर करे, that is thing is more sensitive. तो if your galvanometer shows large deflection for small current, it will be more sensitive. Okay, so can this galvanometer sense electric current? Yes. Can it sense electric voltage? Yes. What is its current sensitivity? Current को कितना sense कर लेता है ये, ठीक है ना, कितना नाजुक है current के लिए. So that we will learn. Current sensitivity is defined as theta upon I. Okay, deflection per unit current. What was figure of galvanometer? Current per unit deflection. G. What is current sensitivity? Deflection per unit current. That is 1 upon G. 1 upon G is NB upon K. What is voltage sensitivity? Deflection per unit potential difference applied. Clear? ये यहाँ पे और यहाँ पे 1 वोल्ट का पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस आप लगा दो, फिर देखो कितना एंगल मूव कर रहा है. ठीक है, उस एंगल को यहाँ लिख दो. सपोज 3 डिग्री मूव किया तो 3 डिग्रीज अपॉन 1 volt. This will be the voltage sensitivity. Now what is VV equals to IR? What is theta by I and B upon K? And R goes over here. Clear? This is current sensitivity, this is voltage sensitivity. Remember one thing, current sensitivity does not depend upon resistance, voltage sensitivity depends upon resistance. यानी कोई आपको बोले कि भाई I have a galvanometer and I want to change its voltage sensitivity without changing its current sensitivity. So what you will do, you will change the resistance. Okay. Now coming to advantages and disadvantages of moving coil galvanometer. Okay, this we will take care in the next lecture. Thank you for now. Learn this derivation.